I think that's the end of this story, because I want to get back to a little bit of our compositional story now.
Yeah, and I want to too.
Okay.
So when there's a song, how do you know what note to start with? Whether whether a G or an A. Normally where do you start with?
Yeah, with every song it's different.
Yeah.
And that's where if this may turn into a long story. So
is it because of the pitch that you start? If you start with a low note, obviously you want to start with one of the lower strings, and if it starts low.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Uh-huh.
How much do you know about chord construction? So a chord is made up of 3 notes.
No, I'm familiar with those.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if
the 1, 3, 5 is
exactly.
Like
okay. So now we're going to write a song, let's say in the key of G. We're going to make one up, okay? I'm going to start with the G chord. And I'm just going to pick one of those notes. The first thing I might want to do is make up a chord progression. I might just want to start strumming. So
you're going 1, 4, 5 then on that?
I kind of did. And I just sort of randomly... So I made up something that was 4 measures long. I made up a little phrase, and in music things work great in 4s and 8s and squares. So I went from G. So first of all, I've got the chords in the key of G in my head. Chords 1, 4, and 5 would be G, C, and D. Now there'd be other chords in there. There would be minor chords as well on other steps. Step 2 would be A minor. Step 3 would be B minor. And step 6 would be E minor. So I'm going to write a song now in the key of G. The first thing I do is I assemble my set of chords from the key of G. Yeah. G, A minor, B minor.
See, one of these days we'll talk about why that next one, why the 4 would be an A minor then.
Because 2 would be A minor.
2. So you've got G and A, and that why? Because that's in a.
I'll get to that in just a second. There's actually there's a really short answer to that.
Okay. It's in a major chord, I guess. But go ahead.
Yeah. So.
Major scale.
But I'll answer that question in just a second.
Okay.
And nope, I'm going there right now. All of the chords only use, in order to be in the key of G, they can only use notes from the G scale.
Gotcha, I understand.
So the G scale is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp,
right.
1 sharp in the key of G.
Gotcha.
Okay? And then each of the chords is made up of notes 1, 3, and 5
right.
from their own root. So like when we're talking about the G chord, it's going to have, G is going to be 1,
G,
and then B would be 3, and D.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Now when we get to the A chord, A is 1.
Right.
And I'm calling it the A chord because we don't know yet what kind of chord it's going to be.
Okay.
We're going to have a chord built on A that is in the key of G.
A chord, okay.
Where A is the root. We're going to have some kind of A chord in the key of G. And you just asked me why it wouldn't be A major, because I already told you it's going to be A minor, but here's why. And that is, the 3 notes that make up the A chord in the key of G have to all be in the G scale. Okay? So they're going to be, 1 will be A, 3 will be what? What would be 3 from A? C. And 5 would be what? E. That's A minor, because if I play A major, I have C sharp in it.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
A major is not in the key of G because C sharp's not in the scale.
I understand.
And that will happen on chord 2 in every key.
Okay.
You'll always come up with a minor chord on chord 2 in order to have notes that are out of the scale. And that's why chord 3 turns out to be minor as well, because chord 3 would be a B chord. And in this key it would be B, D, and F sharp.